Imagine being 3 years old and spending all your time at home. Dad goes to work every day and you wave goodbye at the door and then spend the day with mom. Mom talks to you about going to school and playing with friends, but I like staying at home with mom because we do so much together. One day mom says, we are going to school. She takes me to a big building. There are a lot of kids. Mom takes me to a room and says, this is your teacher. They are your friends. Go play. I don't want to. I want to go home. I'm afraid. And I ask my mom to pick me up. The teacher picks me up and mom leaves me. I am scared and I want my mom. I begin to cry. This is not how to help a child transition into a child care and separate from their caregivers. Transitioning into child care is a big change for young toddlers. The transition into child care requires children to adjust to an unfamiliar environment. There are new adults that are in charge, a new group of peers, and a new relationship with your parents that you need to separate from each day. The child who is used to only sharing their parent with themselves or their siblings must now adjust to a group of children sharing the same attention for one teacher as well as learning to coexist and play with one another. This change can be overwhelming for some and induce fearful and stressful feelings. Children aren't sure who will take care of them. When can they go back home, or even will my mommy or daddy ever come back? Is it important for not only the teacher but parents to work together to ease the child into classroom and reduce those fearful and stressful feelings? As an experienced child care teacher, I will be guiding parents and teachers with tips and tricks to make the transition into child care as smooth as possible. The first method of successful child care transitioning is to have a gradual introduction into child care. There first needs to be an introduction into child care for the child. Young children, just like adults, always feel more comfortable if they know what to expect. This starts by having a meet and greet with the child care center, the teachers, and the peers. When the parent is in the process of enrolling the child, they should set up a meet and greet with the enrollment team. The team will give the parents a date and time for this to happen. I recommend at least a 30-minute visit. This gives enough time for the child to observe the classroom schedule as well as explore and interact with children as well as the teachers there. By having the parent in the classroom with the child, it gives a safety net. And with the caregiver present, the child feels comfortable to explore while knowing that safety net is nearby. This is the shift of a child becoming more anonymous. According to Claire Flynn, a child development specialist and author of the Positive Separation article in Children's Health Council 2015 publication, the child care transition requires anonymity for a child in which a child feels comfortable and safe in their environment to be without the caregiver, but also an understanding that their caregiver is not gone. Once the child has a better picture of what school looks like, it is important to prepare. This step heavily relies on the parent in getting their child acquainted with child care before they start. Talking to your child about their new routine is key to becoming familiar and comfortable with their change. When children are young, every experience is new learning opportunity. Talking with your child and sharing your enthusiasm for the teacher who will take care of them, even if your child is too young to understand the words, your voice and face will convey your excitement. Toddlers will benefit from many changes to talk about their new routine. Driving by or walking by the school before the child starts is a great way to have a conversation about going to the school. while getting the child familiar with the new setting. Now that we have prepared for childcare, it's time to start the process. The child long anticipated first day is set to arrive. The night before, you will probably start some new routines like bedtime stories and comforting are familiar and super important to prepare for a smooth transition. A great way to start your child's school routine is to have them help you lay out school clothes or pack their school bag. Asking the child if there's a piece from home to bring to school is also helpful in separation and transition. Things such as blankets or lubbies are concrete reminders of home for the child. You have arrived. You have arrived. Remember how you feel when you enter a room filled with strangers. Always engage. This is exactly how your child will feel entering the classroom on the first day. It is very important to say goodbye to your child when it's time for you to go, as tempting as it might be to slip out and make sure you say goodbye. This helps keep the trust and anonymous feelings your child has developed. You'll want to become a team with your child's teacher and work together on ensuring successful transition and separation. Teachers and parents should keep each other updated on how a child is doing. You have made it through your first day of childcare. You both will more likely be tired and ready to go home. Make sure you take the time to continue your routine and stick to your schedule while your child is adapting to the new setting. So again, imagine being a 3-year-old and spending all your time at home. Mom says she is leaving and will be back to pick me up.